Well, it was a very accretive deal for Sinclair. The $10.6 billion headline price translated into a 6.5 times acquisition multiple and 5.5 times after tax benefits, and was over 100% accretive to our free cash flow per share. So really just a once-in-a-lifetime outcome to acquire a strategic asset in the media space. And the reason that happened was it was a forced sale by the DOJ, and the other larger large cap media companies couldn't participate in the auction for various reasons. So it really did leave Sinclair as the only strategic bidder for the whole set of RSNs versus financial players who just had a difficult time figuring out this asset.
Chris, I guess the market was very pleased by how accretive your guidance was on the free cash flow side initially. On the flip side, some are concerned about the increase in debt that you're going to have to take on. And there was a story, in fact, today in the New York Post that rose the question of whether you're going to, in fact, have to pay higher rates for the debt than you'd initially hoped. What's your response to that article?
Yes, I think that article was very much misplaced. The debt that we need to complete this acquisition has already been committed to, and it's at very favorable terms to Sinclair. And at the end of the day, this asset will be a free cash flow machine, so it delevers very quickly.
Isn't RSNs, regional sports networks, ultimately, Chris, a declining business?
They are not declining businesses. As a matter of fact, they are one of the major pillars within the pay TV universe. We have really set Sinclair off to be the preeminent business in local sports and news, and those are the biggest pillars in live viewing, which have massively outperformed any other genre within the video business. And at the end of the day, for less than the price of a Starbucks coffee, you can enjoy in your local market almost every night a baseball game, basketball game, or a hockey game for your household at just an incredible value.
I mean, I get it, but I guess the reason I pose the question that way is, aren't millions of people actually suspending their cable bills, pulling the plug because the business you are buying is disproportionately making it very expensive?
Well, I think that is a misconception that millions of people are cutting the cord. If you take a look at the pay TV bundle overall, you're seeing about a 1% to 2% decline on an annual basis. And at the end of the day, it's still an incredible entertainment value versus your in-person entertainment options.
In terms of the focus, Chris, clearly for you on live news and live sports, what do you think on the flip side for the companies like Netflix that are betting so heavily on entertainment and drama content? Do you think they're overpaying for that content relative to the $10.6 billion you just paid, for example, for lots of sports hours?
Well, for us, it was very important to carve out a niche within the video business that was going to be sustainable for the long term. And when you take a look at what companies like Netflix are doing, or Amazon, or now even with Apple entering the ecosystem, they're really flooding the market with cheap dollars, with low to no profit motive, and creating just a oversupply of general entertainment programs. And when we looked at the ecosystem and our size, we're relatively small in the large media and tech landscape, and we need to be able to compete in an area that had sustainability, and local sports and news is one of those areas that we think will be sustainable for the long run.
You know, Chris, we were all sort of transfixed when Deadspin put together that compilation of your anchors around the country repeating talking points, specifically Republican talking points that were very pro-Trump. Are you guys still giving that kind of script out nationally to your anchors?
Well, we clearly delineate our commentary from both our liberal and Republican or conservative-based commentators, and it's clearly differentiated from the rest of our news content. So I think a lot of that criticism is misplaced.
Well, are you giving them Republican talking points?
No, we're not.
What's your forecast, Chris, for the year ahead in terms of the political cycle? I know 2018 in your news business was a strong year because of the midterms. Do you think 2020 will be a biggest on record, or does social media now take into some of that potential pie on the political front?
So the political ad spending market looks to be incredibly robust for the back half of this year and into 2020. Already there's a record amount of money lining up for the primaries, and a record amount of candidates for that matter too. So it will certainly be spread around to all sorts of media types, but there's always heavy spending on traditional television product. So it's looking to be a banner year in 2020.
What's your goal? I mean, are you looking to compete with Fox News? Is that the audience you're going after for 2020 elections?
No, we are not a direct competitor to Fox News. We primarily do local news and now local sports. So it's really a mainstream audience that we target.